Yung mga local mahilig.
I need the list of those people na pumayag na i-exploit natin itong tinatawag nating Masungi Conservation Area, na which is declared as a strictly protected area. So itong 11 members na nag-sign, members of the board sa PAMBI, allowing exploitation
Local government.
of Masungi, I need a list of those people and their signatures. And very important to me is yung pong IPs. Meron po bang pumirma na IPs?
Meron ba?
Meron. I need a list and I need the
They will submit to you those who signed.
what? But right now,
Kasi pero ho yan, I'm warning you that yan, majority wins. Di ba? Kahit na hindi pumirman lahat, kung majority pumirma, panalo yun. Oh.
I know. Pero ang selection process ninyo, kailangan meron pong IPs.
Ayun,
doon.
pina-follow.
Kaya nga, paano po sinelect yung IPs? May I know
Oh.
from the experts?
Baka hindi naman pumirma yung eyepiece. Alam nyo, miski eyepiece, naaano din yan eh. Nai-influence din yan eh.
Ay, dapat hindi.
Ay nako, tell
Ay,
it to the Marines.
Sorry. Tell it to the Marines. Dapat hindi po. Kasi, kawawa na po yung mga IPs.
Sa aming
kulang nga po.
legislated protected area,
Yeah.
nangyayari yan. Yung mga barangay na i-influence eh.
Kawawa naman po yung mga IPs, kulang nga po sa pinag-aralan, kulang po sa kaalaman, and then i-exploit po natin because we're saying na madali silang ma-influensyahan. Dapat we try to help them to make sure that they will not be easily influenced so that gagawin po nila kung anong tama para sa kanilang proteksyon.
Oo nga, hindi siya maniwala na yung IPs pumirma. Kaya huwag mo na sabihin sa akin, ako alam kong pwede yun, pero siya ayaw niya. Kaya isigay niyo na lang kung sino yung pumirma. Diba?
I'll help you. Would you mind if I'll help you?
Yeah, you're very welcome, Mr.
Okay.
President.
Kasi bago po mapili ang isa o dalawa o tatlong IPs na sumama po sa PAMBI, sa selection process, number one, dumadaan yan sa Indigenous Political Structure or IPS. Okay? Ano po yun? It consists of tribal leaders that have exclusive right na para magpadala po ng representative nila kung hindi sila mismo ang sumama doon sa PAMBI. Number one. Number two, dapat dumadaan po sa tinatawag na FPIC, Free and Prior Informed Consent. Process ito na ipapakita na itong IPs were not coerced and were not influenced, just like what the good sponsor said, na madaling na influence. Kaya nga po mapasok itong proseso to make sure na hindi po sila na-influence, hindi po sila na-coerce. Ito po yung FPIC. And finally, evidence to 1 and 2 I mentioned, dapat may certification precondition or CP, documents from NCIP, pirmado na nagkaroon ng tamang proseso at pumayag ang IPs community. In the absence of these three, then invalid po yung pag-recruit nyo ng IPs para maging member ng PAMBI's board.
Kasi influence. If, ano naman niya eh, precondition na yung kaya ano pinayag yes, diba? Ipakita mo na lang mga papeles para ma-convince siya. Kasi hindi natin yun. May precondition notion na siya eh, diba? We, Mr. President, we will just submit all the papers available to the DNR about the action of the PAMBI. We just want to reassure you that it is not yet a permit to operate the windmill. It's just a study to find out the potential of the wind farm here in the legislated.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, good sponsor. Yes, I definitely agree with you. So, I need to see the CP.
Yes.
Certification of precondition signed by the NCIP Kahit na testing pa yan, kasi ang nakalagay sa batas, kahit na testing, dapat hindi. Doon sa mga lugar na merong issue sa ancestral domain. Kaya nga po dumadaan doon sa tatlong sinasabi kong steps. Without those, then invalid po yung mga nakapirmang IPs doon. So I need a copy of the CP na pirmado po ng NCIP because kanina lang po tumawag ako sa NCIP, wala po silang pinipirmahan na CP allowing the exploration, the testing of anything whatsoever commercial doon po sa Masungi Conservation Area. Now, if you cannot show me CP, again, I will defer the budget of the DNR in favor of the IPs.
Can we defer? Do we have time to i-defer? No?
Wait. Wait. If the sponsor has a query, we suspend session first.
Madam President, this is what I think. Instead of deferring the budget, I will propose for the proper amendments to transfer funds to more deserving agencies, some funds from the DNR. Total, nabanggit po kanina na na-influence po yung mga IPs. So siguro mag-transfer tayo ng funds sa NBI para imbestigahan yung mga nag-influence sa IPs. So NLRC, Legal Education Board, DICT, and DMW. So kung pumayag po yung DNR, so hindi ko na po i-defer budget. Basta't pumayag din sila na magkaroon ng amendment para ma-transfer certain amount dun sa kanilang funds dun sa mga agencies na binanggit ko sa DMW, DICT, NBI, Legal Education Board, and then NLRC.
Mr. President, in the budgetary process, each department has an amount and the list of programs. Your Honor mentioned many agencies, and perhaps it is your right, it is our right to amend the budget, and you may submit it, but that is dependent on the subcommittee chair, Senator Villar, and the chairman of the Committee on Finance, and we could vote on it. Because number one, amounts must be made, not just mentioned in generality, and perhaps what programs of a DNR do you want to defund? Perhaps you could ask that of the subcommittee chair. So I understand where you're coming from. You may be frustrated with certain output of certain programs, and that's your prerogative. I've been through that also before. So perhaps you could mention the programs of the DNR that you think don't deserve the funding, and it is up to the chair of the subcommittee and the chair of the finance committee to agree to your recommendation.
I understand, Madam President. Yeah. So I would submit those amounts in the amendments that I would like that I wish to be transferred to the agencies that I did mention. However, for now, yeah, if the DNR wish to, they can submit to us, to me, copies of those documents that they said they're trying to research now, and they are going to show me, especially those last documents that I requested, the certification of precondition signed by the NCIP. Now, if they're saying na meron po silang ganon, then I need the person that will show me the CP na signed ng NCIP, put that person under oath na yan ay valid documents, at kapag napatunayan na hindi valid yan, siya po'y makukulong, makakasuhan dahil I just spoke to the NCIP people, main office and regional offices, wala po silang ini-issue'ng CP. Now, kung sinasabi, otherwise sinasabi ng DNR na meron, then let's see.
Yes, we
Sir-
recognize Senator Villar. Yes.
The DNR was saying that what the IP signed is to make the study. There is no permit yet to implement the project. So when you cannot ask for the NCIP commitment because that is given when there is a project. But ito, parang permit lang to study the project. So, ang pumirma lang yung IPs, yung IP representative.
Kaya nga po, para makapagpirma ang isang IP representative, dumaan po dapat doon sa tatlong process na minention ko po. Number one, dapat may tinatawag na indigenous political structure. Tribal leaders po ang mag-assign, mag-designate kung sino ang allowed na mag-represent doon sa tribal group nila. Number two, meron po yung tinatawag na free and prior informed consent to make sure po na ito po yung process ng NCIP to make sure na itong IPs were not influenced and were not coerced. And then finally, dapat po meron pong evidence of 1 and 2 that really happened, certification of precondition. Ito po isang documentation from NCIP to make sure, to ensure na nagkaroon po ng tamang proseso, and this should be signed, na pumayag po yung IPs, and this document should be signed by the NCIP committee. Now, sabi niyo po, ang ginagawa ay testing pa lamang. Even though testing pa lamang, dapat po merong paalam sa mga IPs kahit testing pa lamang po yan.
Mr. President, it is not the power of the DNR to appoint the IPs or to see to it that the right IPs are represented in the PAMBI. It's the PAMBI who will decide if they will accept the representation of the IPs. So, hindi po natin marirequire ang DNR doon kasi may right ang PAMBI to choose kung sino ang magiging member ng PAMBIS. It's according to the law.
Mr. President, Madam President, and the good sponsor, yes, kasi once na ginamit niyo po yung IPs, meron pong batas ang IPs sa pamagitan ng tribal group nila. You cannot just go to the IPs and approach them and say, hey, you, I want you to be
No,
one
no,
of the
no.
Kailangan
They-
po may proseso
so,
talaga.
ang sinasabi ng
this is the law.
DNR, hindi sila magpo-provide ng information na yon, kundi yung PAMBI. Kasi sila yung nag-approve na
Kaya
yun
nga
ang
po,
member
when-
ng PAMBI.
exactly.
So, the DNR cannot produce that document. It's the PAMBI
Yes,
of
Madam President.
the
The PAMBI,
Masungi.
yes, the PAMBI are the ones, base po dun sa batas na binanggit ko kanina,
Kaso ang member ng PAMBI, hindi naman lang DNR. Marami. Oo, may
yeah,
local
but since
government.
there's an
may
issue,
NGO.
Madam President, good sponsor, since meron pong issue ng ancestral domain at ang IPs po dapat dito ay ginagalang, nirespeto, recognize. So, kailangan po talaga kasama sila doon po sa pagbuo nitong PAMBI Board of Directors para doon sa isang project.
Opo.
Okay. Now, sabi ko rito, sabi sa batas ng IPs, dapat meron pong tinatawag na selection process at dumadaan po yan sa IPS. Tribal leaders ang pumipili kung sino sa kanilang kamiyembro ang pwede, binibigyan ng authority, ang pwedeng mag-witness o maging member ng PAMBI. Hindi po
PAMBI,
pwedeng basta-basta na lang po natin
hindi.
ituturo kung sino dyan sa protection po ito ng mga IPs kasi kayo na po mismo Madam President and your good sponsor, kayo po mismo nagsabi kanina, alam niyo naman yung IPs madaling ma-influence yan eh. Kaya nga po we have this, kaya
PAMBI,
Madam President,
power dyan,
Madam
hindi
President,
ang DNR.
Mr.
PAMBI
kaya
is
nga po we
independent.
have this.
Suspended, maybe just request, both, of course, Your Honor, the sponsor, can we allow her please to continue? And you will give you all the time to ask a
No,
question.
Madam President,
Yes.
ako munang magsalita kasi I'm explaining eh. Inagaw niyo po yung time ko eh. I was the one explaining and my witness is the
We
minority leader.
suspend session for a minute.
RD Nilo will visit the office of Senator Tulfo on Wednesday together with the PAMBI. Bring with you all the documents, RD Nilo. And of course, what's important are the members of the PAMBI para makausap siya ni Senator Tulfo. That's a commitment that we're giving him. Is that correct, Madam Sponsor and
Yeah.
our dear Secretary? They're nodding their head. So, Senator Tulfo?
Thank
Is
you,
that
Mr.
all right? Is
President.
that all right?
That is okay with me. I'm going to terminate my interpellation because I received 80 pages of documents.